What's going on, brothers? What is going on? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport, here again with Mr. Theo Waff, hosting the official Passport Bro show, the greatest show on earth and the greatest show definitely on YouTube. So before I start speaking any further, please press A1 in the live stream chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Theo, can you hear me? How's my audio, bro? Is it all good?
It's good, yeah.
Fantastic, brother. Fantastic. So, before we carry on any further, I am now going to sing the official Passport Bro show anthem. We like to welcome you to everything you used to know. This is our life, this is our show. We the Passport Bros. We'd like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our show. We're the Passport Bros. We'd like to welcome you to everything there is to know. This is our life, this is our time. We're the Passport Bros. Let's get started. Let's go, let's go. We got Theo in the building, we got Theo here in the building, we got IP here as well. Let's get it cracking, man. So, brothers, when you come in, please press the like button to make sure you're definitely engaging with the content and the live stream. Please make sure, brothers, to book your IT consultations. Make sure you join the Patreon. Make sure you definitely book your tickets for Theo's Black Manosphere conference coming very soon. We're gonna have a stream on that as we get closer to the time. Don't miss your tickets. Don't miss your tickets. And of course, cop the merch, please. Cop the merch. And of course, hit the PayPal tonight. And please hit the super chats. Any support is greatly appreciated. I'm doing back-to-back streams, literally 3 streams a week, brothers. So I'm gonna need the support to keep doing this, man. So let's get it cracking, man. So in today's show, as you can see in the title of the video, Dr. Umar Johnson and the pro-black simps that enable modern women. So we are at the Passport Bros episode 4 show, sorry, and we'll be reacting to a video by an interview conducted by Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson. But before we go on to that reaction, let me give you an introduction as to who I am and who Theo is. So I'm IP, a passport bro, international passport. Been doing this for a couple years now, trying to get you brothers out there and get into IT, remote working, and finding the foreign woman and girl of your dreams. Theo, over to you.
Hello there, I'm Theo Waff. I've been working with IP for about 2 years, over 2 years now. I'm also a passport bro. I've been a passport bro since 1991. Spent over 20 years abroad. I was married in Japan very well. I understand marriage in Japan extremely well. I speak 4 languages: French, Russian, English, and Japanese. I can read Ukrainian, Portuguese, and I'm picking up 3 of the languages right now. I'm a self-made, well, kind of self-made. I didn't get it from anybody. I have over $1 million in assets. I have quite a huge salary. I got some crypto going on. So yeah, this is I come on here and talk about passport bros quite a lot. I'll be leaving the United States again. I'm just preparing right now, and it's just a question of time before I become a passport bro and I'm fully abroad. I have 2 cute little dogs named Eva and Chewbacca, and that's it. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. How you doing, Chewbacca, in the background? Hope you're keeping well and not being naughty. Awesome,
They're,
awesome.
yeah, they're a little naughty right now. Yeah, they're fighting with each other. I gave them a taco and they just went at it. So yeah.
So let me say the opening monologue here. So you can see, brothers, we're not coming after Dr. Umar Johnson. We're going to criticize his ideologies and his thought process and the pro-black simps that continue to push brothers like us who have worked hard to essentially date the scraps in our community, the quiches, the single mother hood rats. That's not happening with me at all. So essentially, brothers, right? There's an interview done by Umar Johnson that me and Theo will be reacting to. We're going to debate Dr. Umar Johnson's ridiculous points. So I'm going to share my screen, brothers, and we're going to get this reaction popping. Let's get cracking, man. So give me 1 second. Present. Share screen. Share screen. There it is. Let's go. So, Theo, can you see my screen?
It's coming up right now. Yep, that's it.
Can you see it? Is it? Yeah,
Hi.
can you see it?
Hi,見てるよ. Hi.
Okay, awesome. So let's react to Dr. Umar Johnson's viral interview. Okay, let's get it cracking.
Speaking, right? Because most Black women know they will never get a man. A Black woman can have sex whenever she wants,
Right.
because she's beautiful. She can have a bed mate, but to have a soul mate, she may never get. I have 2 daughters, 11 and 20, right? My oldest will be 21 this week. Statistically, right? There's a strong chance my daughter could be one of those. I hope she's not. She could be one of those who never get a husband, because only 1 out of 4 gets a husband. You see that?
But why is that? Whose fault is that? If your daughter may become a statistic, whose fault is that? The brothers? Theo, what's your thoughts about that in regards to what he's saying there, Umar?
That has nothing to do with men's actions. That has 100% to do with the woman and how she conducts herself. That's it. I mean, you and I both know, and people who are watching this, men who go to university, particularly men who are responsible and taking STEM, some religious guys, but guys who aren't going out there and partying, those guys are entirely 100% family oriented.
Yeah.
And they are out there, like, to marry one of those guys is quite easy, because they'll do almost anything to find a woman to marry. I was one of those guys. And I mean, to have like even the idea that like a university guy or anybody like that is part of the problem is ridiculous. It's how the woman chooses. All she has to do is go into a STEM class or stay in the engineering side of the university, maybe make lattes, flirt, kind of wear something kind of cute but not necessarily sexy, and just have like a basic foundation on her face, not like real makeup, just foundation, and just be nice, have her hair done correctly. She'll have a boyfriend if she wants within hours. That's it. That's all she has to do. Instead, what these women usually do is treat men, particularly Black women, they treat men like horrible. I mean, it's just absolutely horrible how we're treated by these people, and particularly the ones who are what's called the educated lames or the non-select. And what we saw these women doing, not only ABW but Black women as well, white women as well, is that they're going after these guys who are Chad and Tyrone's, dangerous, creating lots of problem. And then what they do is they come to guys like me who are responsible working in STEM, cry on our shoulder. They tell us about being sexually assaulted. They tell us about having abortions. They talk about being cheated on, all these different problems. They cry on our shoulder, and then we, fix them up, hoping maybe we have a relationship or with somebody else who have a relationship, or we're learning more about women. So we'll have a relationship. And all that happens is a cycle of them going out and getting ran through again by Chad and Tyrone. So this is, again, when I was in university, I used my passport. I was in Russia, and the girls chose me first, right? Because I was the responsible exotic guy, and I had an amazingly beautiful girlfriend in St. Petersburg, Russia, and she was just gorgeous. And when I came back to America, I just stopped listening to American women. I stopped being friend zoned. I said, I'm not going to deal with you women anymore because you're doing the same pattern. But when I go abroad, I'm chosen first. And I'm not running through this chick. I'm responsible, STEM, religious guy. and I'm thinking about family first. So I'd say Umar, we're talking about 25%. Actually, right now it's going to be way less than 25% of Black women are going to get married. Look at Black women's lifestyle. Look at what they're doing, their choices. Look there. That's where you start. Don't look at the guys. Nah.
Facts. And also, Theo, make sure you keep it coded, please. Instead of saying sexual SA, please, brother. Just keep it coded, please.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So to add to your point there, Theo, you're speaking absolute facts. So he's saying that his daughter might be a statistic. I think she's 20, 21, and she may never get married. Thing is, right, let's keep it real. Women have so many options from 18 all the way to until the day they get in a goddamn coffin, right? So I'm thinking, right, in my opinion, from 18 to 24 to 25, right, if you don't have a man, something is wrong there. Because when we compare that to men from 18, men who are 18 to 24, 25, those men are too busy building, because men have it harder in this world than women when it comes to dating. Okay, without a single doubt, men have to work harder and to get jobs, to date, to get women, etc., etc. If you're 25, right, 26, and you're single and you're a woman, I'm gonna look at you funny. Unless you're some sort of CEO, unless you're some sort of high flying professional where you're literally on call, 15 hours a day. How are you single? What were you doing when you were 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24? Theo, come on, man. Come on, Theo. We ain't fools up in this B, bro. Break it down for us, man.
Well, the thing that we were told during that time period was that we were never good enough, no matter what we did. We were just not good enough as men. And so what we always had to keep on just improving and suck it up. Whereas women could date anyone, particularly when she's 25, or 24, 25. So she's dating everyone except you. And I had this to deal with it. I mean, that was just like life. There was nothing else I can do. And that was painful. But of course, during that time period, I studied like crazy. And basically, guys, like 24, 25, that's pretty much the woman's peak. That's her peak fertility. And it's anyone. A woman, she could go out and kill 10 people and eat them, be cannibals. Men will still line up to go out with her. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it literally doesn't matter. So have you ever had a dog before? A female dog?
No, bro, I haven't.
Okay, so I have a female dog here. But I had one that I really loved. Her name was Cutie. I was just totally in love with that dog. And I didn't get her spayed, so every year she would be in heat at least once. And every male dog, throughout the entire block, wherever it was, they'd be howling because they wanted her. And what I noticed about her was it was like she attracts the guys. So the guys are just intrinsically the male dogs are intrinsically wired to go after her. And I was like, this is exactly the way. She's a mammal. Human females are mammals too. This is how they are when they're 24, 25 years old. They can do anything. And basically for particularly at least 2 years, they're not a 10 on the between sexual marketplace value, like we always say between 1 and 10. For a while, she goes into astronomical infinity because you basically touch her or look at her, she gets pregnant, right? So all the guys want her. That's just how the guys are wired. So if a woman can't get a guy during that time, I would say first, okay, you're lying because that's impossible. Yeah. And secondly, you're probably sleeping with someone. You're doing something because you're secretly going around and doing something. But if you can't, I mean, what are you in a jail cell? Because even if you're in a jail cell, the prison guards will try to get with you. I mean, literally, there'll be people trying to get with you. It doesn't matter that they're just wired for it to happen. It doesn't matter if it's illegal or unethical. This is like a mammal-based attraction. So I always say if women cannot get a guy, particularly when they're their 20s, it's their decision making process. That's it.
Mm.
Because you have more than enough guys who would be thankful and like going to a religious place or something like that, who would be like, I'm so happy that I have someone. And she's like 23, 24. Oh my goodness, I have someone. He'd be thankful and humble about it because basically it's like, I don't deserve you. So he'd just be thrilled to death to have her. There's zillions of guys like that. But no. Oh, we have to look at the woman, right? Oh yeah. And then, yeah, again, me, I'm sure it was you too. We just have to suck it up and you're not good enough. Yeah. Oh, you're better. You have to do better. Okay. Do better. You suck. Okay, fine. I suck. Oh, so study, work out, study, make yourself into a better person. While you know the girl that you really want is being ran through by a line of guys.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the West.
Facts. Absolute facts. I keep saying it. If you're in the West and you're single by 24, 25, 26, something ain't right there. You're full of streets or you're picking the wrong men. So let's carry on playing the video, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So when a black woman says, I don't need a man, that is a reaction to the reality that I may not get a man.
So why not preach? Because I understood, you're obviously against interracial relations when it comes to black men with black women. I mean, with white women.
With all women. You should only be with the black woman.
And you will say, well, if you can't find a
Theo, do you agree that black men should only be with black women? We should only date Keisha. We should only date Keisha, Shakisha, Shaniqua, Bonquisha, LaQuisha from the south side of Chicago. Do you agree with that, Theo?
No, I laugh at that because at my university, most of the ABWs were from the south side of Chicago. And they were looking at me like, why aren't you like even trying to, like, why aren't you simping for us? And I'm looking at them, I'm like, you treat men so badly and you are so masculine and you're going around saying, like, I know the guys you're dating because some of them are my friends. These are some guys I actually hate. Like, these guys abuse women. I know they abuse women. These guys are horrible. And you're doing everything you can for these guys. And I'm just like he's going to make you into a baby mama. And I'm just like, you're angry that I'm going out with a Russian girl or I'm going out with, like, I was in France, I was in Syrian. She's like, I'm like, you figure it out. I'm going to go out with someone who actually vibes with me, who jives with me. And, it's not you, honey, because your actions are not what I want. So, yeah, it was unfortunate for me because the girls that I wanted the most were Koreans, AMCOs, or Korean Americans. And I went to church with them. They were in my STEM classes with me. They were in my advanced classes with me. I knew them, and I was like, "Duh, I want to date you. Of course, you're wonderful." But yeah, I wasn't good enough. Well.
Damn. With this statement here about Umar Johnson, right? He just can't admit that the women we have in our community, right, unfortunately, are just not up to par. We have a bunch of Sukihanas, a bunch of Nicki Minaj's, and they outweigh, in my opinion. There's more of the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions in our community than the Michelle Obamas, than the Candace Owens, than the Condoleezza Rice's, in my honest opinion, bro. And when you have a shortage of good women in the black community, they get snapped up very quickly by high value black males. So us being average brothers, we have to admit we can't compete with these high value black males who come from rich families, who went to prestigious universities. It's hard for us to compete. So the pool of high value black woman is very, very small. I would love to have a high value black woman, but it's so small in the West, right? It's literally impossible. Women who are feminine, coachable, submissive, they're all taken up very quickly in the West, right? So we have a whole bunch of Sukihanas, Cardi B's. And this guy, Umar Johnson, is telling us that we can't date outside our race to find a feminine, coachable, submissive chick that could be Japanese, Korean, Brazilian, Kazakhstani. What's going on there, bro? I think, hold on, Theo. It's like they want to control who black men date. They want to tell black men what to do. The white man can date Asian women. He can date Indian women. Not a problem. But black man, you must only date black women. Theo, isn't there something wrong with that statement there, brother?
Well, it's entirely wrong, and that's what the ABW wants and advocates for. And I remember that in university, the ABW was very strong on this point. I was looking at them like, who the hell are you women? And so basically, we were talking about high value black men. My issue, particularly when I was in university, was that the black male athlete was running through the best black women. And there was nothing I could do about that because he has the street creds, he has the body, he has the height, but he's not going like his future. What is his future going to be? I'm going to be an engineer. What's he going to be? But it doesn't matter where at that moment she's with him. And then after the graduation, she either tries to upgrade to a different athlete or she stays with him. And, there's various issues that were going on. And then there were women who were, let's just say, just dating like absolute thugs, like just men who were just detrimental to society. And again, those black women would be crying on my shoulder, asking me to, clean them up. And I got to know who they were. I knew who they were very deeply. I knew their personalities, their dreams, their aspirations. I had respect for them. I had no problems with them. But what would they do? They would go back out with Chad and Tyrone again and again. And you get to a point and you're like, look, this Russian girl wants to date me. This Syrian girl wants to date me. This Japanese girl wants to date me. They all think I'm great and they don't want thugs. They're not, slapping cheeks with any guy who walks down the street. They want a guy who is responsible, educated. That's me. That's who I am. And they want a guy who's going to make a good father, right? And they can bring home to their family. That's who I am. And so, you look at the ABW and say, look, it's not me, it's you. And, I wish you the best of luck, but I'm not going to be constrained by your decision-making process. And then she'd turn around and say, well, if you were a better guy. And I'm like, bye. That's it. I'm on the airplane. I got a visa for Japan. Bye.
Facts, but it's all about control. Control what you do, what you say, what you think, and that's the reason why there's been an explosion of passport bros who have just had it. They've had it. Stop telling us to date. Stop telling us to date the low value woman in our communities. Now we're educated. We got IT certs, and we got to settle for green haired, window cleaner eyelashes, Freddy Krueger nails. F that, bro. F that, bro. With tats on her face, and she's out here wearing bikinis, to Walmart. Get out of here with that, bro. F that, man.
The thing is too on that is that a lot of times we knew them before they got ran through. We even grew up with them, so we knew what she was like when she was younger. We know her dreams, her aspirations. We may know their parents. We may know the teachers of her. We know the experiences that she's had. So we have an intrinsic desire for her first. But look what she's dating. It's not us. I look at her and say, it's not us, honey. And then suddenly, again, she's 35, 36 years old. She has 4 kids with 3 different guys. And, she's like, hey there. Hey, Theo. Hey, big head. I'm like, bye.
Facts. Let's carry on playing the video.
A good woman in America, there's plenty in Africa.
Absolutely.
So why not teach that same rhetoric to our women? Like, if you feel like
tell sisters all the time, go to Africa. So I know sisters who marry. I just spoke with a sister. She invited me to the wedding. She just married a brother from the continent.
So, but instead of saying they will never
I'll
get
take
married,
sisters to Africa who married brothers they met in Africa.
Right.
So yeah,
I think I think there's obviously plenty of black men,
yes,
black women. So
and what I also
saying
tell
that
black
never
women,
get
if
married,
you're going to go get you an African man from the continent,
right,
you're going to have to understand that the way in which you talk to black men in America will not be tolerated over there.
Why the fuck is it tolerated? It's not tolerated here. That's what we're trying to tell them.
Well,
it is tolerated here. In America, BWs can speak to black men however they want to, straight out their neck, disrespect them, talk down on them. And you're seeing passport sisters go to Africa, go to the Middle East, and they ain't taking that BS, right? They ain't taking that BS. They're either getting locked up, they're getting stepped on, and they're telling them shut the hell up and get correct. So break it down for us, Phil. He's telling sisters to go to Africa to find a husband, but these guys in Africa are real masculine men. They won't take the BS that we take in the West. Break it down for us, bro.
Well, that's entirely correct, but it's like if she would have a better, the way that she's treating the African men, if she were treating the men like in America like that from the beginning, it would go a lot further. But she's not going to do that. She's looking for a certain type. And it's like, hey, it's not us. So she's going to go. But a lot of times, again, I've been to Africa more than once. I've seen ABW there. I've been to the Middle East. I've seen ABW there. They're a lot of times unruly. And they're acting in a way that where I just say, I'm not, many times, how many have I said I'm not American? I just deny my citizenship. And I say I'm either Canadian or French in order to get the heck out of that situation. And I don't want to be associated. So, yeah, sometimes they do get locked up, as we're seeing online. Sometimes they do have various problems. A lot of times they end up leaving that country with a few, getting ran through experiences. And, she comes back to the West and she continues her life in the West because she cannot leave the benefits of the West. She has to be a part of the system, whereas we can leave. So sure, there are some who actually do change. It's rare, but it happens. They marry African men. I've got no problem with that. If they're treating him the way he needs to be treated and if she's making a family, more power to her. Got no problem with that. Yeah. But I mean, I'm just like, yo, honey, you have an issue in the States with how you act. So don't look at us. No. When I go abroad, I'm exactly the same way as I am here. I'm just happier. That's it. I have a big smile on my face. I've got massive targets. So, I mean, I love everything about it, but I'm the same person. I don't have to change how I act abroad. I act the same way here.
Facts, bro. Facts. And brothers, can we please get the likes up? Please get the likes up and please get the support flowing. Hit the PayPal donations, hit the super chat, but at least get the likes up. Likes are free. Another classic Passport Bros episode. So let's carry on playing this video.
Over here, I want to say this to us, though, because we try to act like the way sisters treat us doesn't have a history that we are not at least partly responsible for. Let's be honest. God. The Black woman has had to hold down the Black house by herself, although imperfectly. She's had to do it by herself since the mass incarceration of Black males began in the 1970s. You understand me? Most of our children are raised by a single mother right now. And it has been that way for about 50 years. So when a sister says...
No. Okay. No. Stop right there, Umar Johnson. You go, Theo. Go, Theo, go.
It has been well documented that the ABW threw out the Black man in order to get welfare and state benefits. She chose the government and welfare over the Black man. The Moynihan report clearly shows this. The confusion that white liberals had, they're like, when white, Asian, and Latino men start getting jobs, the women fall in line. They get marriages, the amount of welfare being paid out to these groups decreases. Black women, doesn't matter. They want to have the welfare first. I had this experience. I saw this firsthand in Illinois with many Black families. I was like, I don't believe it. The Black man is ran out. Or she goes out and purposely gets pregnant, doesn't say who the father is. Maybe she doesn't know who the father is. And then she does this in order to get more benefits. And she, in school, she doesn't know algebra, trig, or anything like that. But when it comes to state benefits, suddenly she's a PhD, calculator. She knows all the numbers, everything. It's like perfect. She's like a supercomputer. And she knows everything about the system. But when it comes to making a family, no. And then they turn around and say, this is a Black man's issue? Get out of here. No way. No. This is a problem with the ABW, her choices. That's it, 100%. All you have to do is get rid of welfare, and you'll see what happens. she has to choose differently. It's because she could choose welfare. Black men could not choose welfare. That's what happened. This has nothing to do with black men's choices whatsoever.
Damn. Yo, Theo broke it down to an absolute T. Yes, indeed. And it's also down to the choice where if we have a single mother pandemic in the community, it's the woman's fault. She's choosing wrong. Women are the ones that allow, to keep it PG, men to enter them, right? So if you're allowing the wrong men to enter you, men who have no education, men who are weed heads, want to be rappers, who sag their pants, who are like degenerates, and they impregnate you, and they have no value, they leave you. How is that every black man's fault, Dr. Umar Johnson? Isn't that the choice of the woman? Once again, ABW is absolved of any responsibility for her wrongdoings. It's either the black man, it's either someone else, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of it, bro. I am sick of it, brother. It's getting too much now. This is what you call pro-black simping, to its absolute extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. It is. He's not. I mean, because I know the white side. I know the white side was looking in total dismay over this stuff. They didn't know what to do. They're like, "What's going on?" And so the black woman, like this, like they would basically manipulating the press and the white people, particularly the white liberal, and saying it's because of black men. Because of black men, look what the black men are doing, and the black men didn't have any voice. And so, like, again, I was responsible. I was going through the system. I was like, well, this sucks. Well, what can we do? There's nothing we can do about this, like except leave the country. So we had how many black men, responsible black men, did I know who joined the military, went abroad, when their career role for the military decided to stay there, and they married locally. These guys were super passport bros, and they said that they do not want to come back to the West whatsoever. That's just the way it is. And it's not, hold on, I'm going to comment to somebody who's talking right there. Look, the ABW was irresponsible on purpose in order to get benefits from the government. This was a calculated decision. All right? So this wasn't her being a victim. You think she's a victim? No, that's a liberal misconception. These women went out and actively did this for state government benefits. That's it. That's the way it was. Like, you have mothers telling their daughters, like, when they turn 16, 17, 18, they can give birth and how many benefits they're going to get, how the system runs. Whereas when I was turning 16 years old, I was aware of which university classes I should be taking, ACT, SAT, and things like that. Nobody was talking to me about getting laid. And so what happened, of course, you got a lot of ABWs in high school, giving birth, knocking out kids, and they're getting the welfare payments. It's all about that. It's all about welfare. This is calculated, man. This guy is talking about responsibilities. No, man, this is what they were doing. Doesn't have any relationship to do with anything else. They would choose the most irresponsible black male they could, who was the easiest, go out and lay with them, get pregnant, and then say they're victims and do it again and again and again. My God, don't even blame black men for this. It had nothing to do with us.
Damn. Let's carry on playing the video.
Yeah.
I don't need a man, because she couldn't find one strong enough to hold her down. Or when you meet a woman and you say, sister, I'm strong enough to be a man. You ain't got to work, or you ain't got to pay the bills, or whatever. Pull back. I got you. And she can't do it because all the other men before you who disappointed her.
No.
So what I'm saying is,
hold on there, Theo, right? And this is a problem I have with high body counts. There's a reason why I am against women sleeping around. This is one of the problems. You deal with so many men, you have all that trauma, you can't trust the man that's currently pursuing you, and that builds up even more trauma. There's a reason why I'm against women sleeping around. That is one of the reasons. But notice how Umar Johnson doesn't speak about the negatives of a woman throwing her box around. If you can't trust men, Okay, if you've been wronged by men, you're picking the wrong men, or you're sleeping around too much. How about you spend time, right, finding the right man that's good for you as a woman, that will elevate you, that will protect you, that will actually lead you right to where you should be going in life, and not just throwing your box around, being an independent, Sex in the City, idolizing thoughts. It's a joke, bro.
Totally. Let me comment on that. You've got a troll. You need to handle it real quick.
Any mods in the chat? Where's my mods at? What's his name, bro? No mods.
You got MMSS. You got to deal with him right now.
Okay, hold on. You speak.
The reason why she's not choosing the responsible man who got her, it's because she chose the welfare. She chose the government. And if she's with the black man making a family, she's going to lose her welfare payments. And she would rather have the government and sleep around than be a part of a responsible family. That's why. And then with the welfare payments, she can be strong and independent and do what she wants to do. I saw this time and time again. And I saw guys who were very responsible try to go out and make families with these women. They were utterly rejected. And a lot of these guys said, screw it, I'm not going to deal with this anymore, because they had means. What they do, well, they either dated white girls in the West, or they're like us. They said, screw the West, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go become passport bros, and that's it. They went ahead and left. And that's exactly what happened. This had nothing to do. This is more akin to the situation, for example, with alimony. Remember, look for the government. Look for the government messes up the system. So when a woman gets alimony, she has, or child support, the child support ends, or the alimony ends, basically if she gets remarried, right? So why she gets free money for doing nothing during that time period. So she'll date other guys, she'll go around, but she won't get married. Even if she's in a long-term relationship, it doesn't matter. She'll just keep on, she won't actually get hitched because she can get that free cash. Same kind of idea. And that is also enabled by the government. So the government just said, okay, no child support. We're not going to be a part of that. And then also there's not going to be any welfare. Like the maximum you can have welfare in any, like throughout your entire life is 4 years or 3 years. That's it. After that, no matter what happens, we're not giving you welfare or any kind of food stamps or any kind of food help, no housing help at all. Suddenly women wouldn't have the choice of the government and getting free money from men's labor. And they'd have to think about something else real quick. Men don't have this option. Well, this is why what Umar is saying here right now is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely 100%. Yeah, I'm just like, dude, I'm simp, man. You're sniffing simp. I can't believe it. My goodness.
Oh, let's go.
Like, man, we got to be patient with our women because we created that personality. We created that, and then we want to act like we didn't play a role.
We have to be held accountable for their poor selection.
No, you have to be held accountable. No, you have to be held accountable because they have a poor selection.
What? That don't make no sense, bruv. Is this guy? Is he on that yayo? Is he on that that white? What's he talking about, bro?
Oh no. This is more. See, this is more of destroying the black man, so that the black woman, the ABW, can continue to get benefits from the government. And that's it. And then, as long as she has, like a bad situation, and that she can convince white people that it's us, the black men, who are actually the problem, she gets more benefits, she gets more sympathy, she gets more attention, everything. And that's what she has been doing since the 60s, at least in the United States. It continues. That's why the passport bros are so lethal against these women, because it shows women, guys who are responsible, who aren't going around making babies. They're not going around making illegitimate children. They actually have solid families. And the ABW can't do anything about it at all. They are screwed over. So I'm just like, dude, you guys deserve all the pain you're getting. They don't. It's not because the guys, responsible black men have been around ABW since the day they were born. It has nothing to do with the responsible black men. It has to do with ABW's choice in and of themselves. That's it.
Facts. Absolute facts. Let's carry on, bro.
See, what you're saying, you're selecting a poor mate. And what I'm saying is they don't have much to select one, so of course she's going to end up with a poor mate. And why is she going to end up with...
No. Hold on there, Umar. There are plenty of black men right now, and this is evident on my channel, that are great black men that work in IT, studying IT. The fact is that he won't admit is that black women, BW, sorry, keep it coded, right, in our community, don't mess with nerdy brothers. They don't mess with dudes who watch anime, who read manga, who are into cars, who are into sports. Unless you're a rapper, unless you're an aspiring rapper, unless you're into this whole celebrity lifestyle nonsense, unless you worship athletes, unless you're a stereotypical brother, right? You're an athlete. That's who they're only checking for. And there's only a small amount of brothers in our community that are over 6'2", that are jacked up, right? That have 6 cars, 6 businesses, 6 packs, and all that crap, right? So this is what I'm talking about, bro. The excuses for BWs as to their shortfalls is astounding, bro. How's he talking about this? There ain't much to choose from. There's plenty of brothers who are educated to choose from right now in America and in the UK. Break it down for us, Phil.
They did a study, I think it was in Cornell University in 2011. Somebody go look it up. But St. Kevin Samuels talked about it on his show. They said basically university-educated ABWs are actively choosing and looking for thugs, drug dealers, and the such over educated college black men. And they had no idea why this was, but they found it again and again with various groups. And it's like, nobody else has this issue. Nobody else. I'm like, duh. And again, when we're abroad, we don't have, again, me, like there's some other guys who are on the chat who are very well traveled, very intelligent, speak multiple languages, millionaire, have got plenty of money. They have the same testimony and issue with these women. We're like, look, it's not us. And so if the ABW chooses the thug and the athlete, the guys who treat her badly, and then doesn't choose one of us who are there, who have been there, responsible forever, you can't go around and saying that it's us, that we weren't there. She had a lack of choices. No! And anyone who went to university would know that's true. That's what we went through. I knew plenty of black guys like myself who went through the exact same experience. We were sitting there looking like, what the hell? So, like, is it us? No, because when we date out, especially when we're in another country, the women date us in seconds. And they're like, oh, because of a poor country. I was in the Sorbonne. The girl I dated in Russia, she was fine. She wasn't poor. She was just fine. She was like hardcore middle class, even for Russian standards. There's nothing. I can't. We're saying poor power. Are you out of your mind? No, not at all. The women made a choice. They wanted to be with a guy who was strong with family. When you come back to the United States, you're with ABW who don't want a family man. They want a guy who makes chaos and destruction, and the guy who creates issues. And again, the ABW comes to us to cry on our shoulder. They know who we are, because we're the ones who clean them up. And then they go right back to this guy again. Umar, look, Simp, look, man. Oh, I can't believe he's saying this. It just is infuriating that I'm having to listen to this. Anyway, carry on.
Brothers, man, please get the likes up, man. Another classic episode. Get the likes up, please. Hit the super chats, hit the PayPal donations, man. Please support this movement, this message. And another classic shout out to Theo, man. We are coming after those who are leading brothers, right, in our community into a burning house. That's what Umar Johnson is doing right now in 2023. Umar Johnson isn't teaching brothers IT like me and Theo. Okay, Umar Johnson isn't telling brothers to go out there and find virgins, low body count women. He's telling you, brothers, accept these women for who they are because they're black. So even though she's been ran through by 50 dudes, 100 dudes, because she's black, she's a sister, she's a Keisha, she shares the same trauma as you, wife her up. F
Yeah.
that ish, bro.
Yeah.
F that, bro.
That goes right in line with females' dual mating strategy. They go out and get the bad guy who's very athletic, apparently has great DNA. Then they want the community of guys like me who are intelligent to not breed with the ABW because she's already bred, but to bring up the children and to make, prepare everybody for the future, jobs, everything, education. So basically, I'm supposed to be a eunuch. Basically, I'm not supposed to be breeding at all. I'm not supposed to have any love or compassion, nothing like that at all. I can't have my own children. It's kind of like my dogs, right? Because we determine which dogs actually multiply. And then after that, like, again, my dogs here, I'm not allowing them to breed, right? So, like, that's how we're supposed to be. Like, you and me, we're supposed to be like the dogs in the house. No breeding, nothing. You're just there as an ornament for other people. That's it. F that. Done. Over. No way. I am sick of that crap. No. When I heard about dual mating strategy within the sphere, I was like, yep, that's it right there. That's it. I've dealt with it time and time again. That's why our movement is so powerful. Another reason, because it destroys dual mating strategy. But like, thank God. Go for it, guys. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Awesome. Let's carry on.
With a poor mate, because we as black men are not raising black boys to be the men that our women need. We are not. They out there killing themselves right now. What we doing about it? Unemployed black males. What we doing about it? Pants sagging, weed smoking. What we doing about it? Black men are not raising black boys to be the men our community needs. That is 100% our fault. What I'm saying...
Your goddamn mouth. Shut your goddamn mouth, Umar Johnson. What are you talking about, bruv? Is Theo sagging his pants? Is Theo killing other brothers? Is Theo a rapper rapping about killing other brothers? Am I doing that, Umar Johnson?
No.
Who's raised... Hold on, brother. Who's raising these boys, right? Because think about it, right? There's a high single mother rate in our community, okay? So that means the majority of BWs are raising these young boys. And these young boys are growing up to be brothers who kill other brothers, gangsters, rappers, gangster rappers. So if we aren't in the family household, it's the BWs that are raising these men to do that. You can't blame us, Umar Johnson, for what happens in rap. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro?
Umar, you have no idea what the heck you're talking about. Let me explain this, little Umar. Sit down. Let me explain the reality, okay? My mom took total control of my upbringing. Like, what she did? She decided to say that she had no idea who my father was, right? And then she definitely knew who the father was. She decided to have no idea who the father was. And then what she decided to do was take me away. And she put me into another city. And then when I was growing up, before I had memories, she married another man. So I knew that there was something going on racially, at least, because I was like, wait, this isn't working right. Something's wrong here. And then she told me that my black father had actually died in war and he wasn't around anymore. I was like, oh, okay, I got you, right? And so there's stuff is going on as I'm growing up, right? But I've got a dad, so it's all right. My parents both died on the same day in 2007. They're gone. I was actually very respectful of my parents. I didn't do anything because if your father is a part of the military, you're supposed to get benefits from the government for that. But I never got any benefits. But I never questioned my parents' story at all either. So what I went out and got a DNA test. All right. And lo and behold, I found my black father. And that black father, yes, I found out he had been looking for me for over 40 years.
What?
Yeah. And he had no idea where I was. And he was like, he had no idea. And he lived for the most of my life, my childhood, or actually most of the time I was growing up, he lived less than 3 hours away from me. And my mom knew it. She kept this secret entirely away from me. And I'm just want to tell you guys, if that, again, there are other women who are out there making control of children like this. whereas a black father has no voice whatsoever. My black father was 100% voiceless. He couldn't do anything because when you do the child, like the baby is born, if the mother says, I don't know who the father is, the state can't do anything about it. Like, especially during those times, I was born in the 70s. That's it. She has control. The man is zero. So she can basically kidnap the child away from the guy. The guy can't do anything about it. And that's what happened to me. That's how I got raised. So I actually got to meet my black father, and he was like, oh, yeah, I've been looking for you. And it was like, there were so many concepts about being a black man that I was denied. And he was talking to me all this stuff about family history. I got black people on my side of the family talking to me because they're taking DNA tests. They're coming out and talking to me about stuff. There's things I never even knew. I have over 10 brothers. I had no idea. My mom was just one out of a rotation. I've got over 10. I don't know how many sisters I have. I have quite a large family. I was denied all of that because of my mother. And I look at what Umar is saying here, and I'm like, look, those women are taking control. Those guys do not have access. Nobody's listening to the men. Nobody's listening to their stories. Nothing. No, what happens is that the guy gets removed entirely, and the society says, oh, it's a black man. Okay, we're going to listen to you, victimized woman, and we're going to help you out and everything. Screw this black man. We're not even going to listen to what he says. He's nothing. He probably deserves to be in jail or something like that. Blah, blah, blah. And this story gets perpetuated. Screw it. Man, I'm sick of it. These guys like Umar are exactly perpetuating this kind of crap. So I'm sick of this guy.
Whoa. What the? So, brother, so you were being raised by another black man, and that wasn't even your real father.
No, I was raised by a white father.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have a long story. There's lots of things to say, but just to say though, I was very close to my white father, so he and I were definitely grooving. But there were issues when I was growing up, and I was like, "What's going on?" Because there was racial issues that I had, but I couldn't tell my parents about because I was like, "You guys don't understand, right?" Whereas my black father, I finally met him after my white parents died. He was like, "Oh yeah, I had to deal with that in the 40s. I had to deal with that in the 50s." And I was like, "Well, why? I wish I could have had my black father around telling me about these stories, about how to deal with certain issues, because there was definite issues that I had growing up as a black kid, and the zippo. It was just fine though, because it was better for me to be growing up in a white society than it was to be growing up in a black one. That's how they thought about it.
Wow. Jeez, I'm kind of speechless. But Sophia, what made you go and get a DNA test randomly? Like, did you feel like something she was telling you a lie that your dad died? What made you realize she was lying to you, bro?
I just kind of put the pieces together, and I was like, she has to be lying to me. She had to have been lying. So I was like, she's dead. I respected my parents. They have their death. I was the respectful child, right? So I did my part, and now I need to know the truth. So I went ahead and do that. I found out other things. There's a whole slew of lies that I found with the DNA test. But that was a big shocker. So I actually was able to call him up. So yeah, I wish I would have had my black dad. I wish I could have grown up with him, but he never had the opportunity to abandon me. I was taken. Just straight out, I was taken. There was no opportunity for him at all. But of course, my white mom, got to grow up with that monkey ear that she is a victim, because she had a black biracial son, and she doesn't have any help from the black father, and everybody pitied her, right? Yeah. Thank you, Mom. Yeah, good job, Mom. Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's carry on playing the video. I'm speechless, bro. Let's carry on playing, bro.
She got a right to be angry with us. She got a right to be angry with us.
I understand.
We have not been on our job as black men. If the men are the providers, what have we been providing for our community? I'm not speaking you individually.
Yes.
Because you may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. You may be a damn good father. But guess what? What are we doing for the community? What are we doing for the children who don't have a father? You don't think the black woman got a right to be angry when she's been raising 2/3 of the kids by herself for 50 years? And the minute she raised her voice, we say she's not humble enough. She had to become masculine to survive the rape, the molestation, the domestic abuse. Are you telling me you can't see how we created that?
I understand that, but she needs
if
to
we
be
was
more
loving
selective.
our women and taking care of our women, do you think she would be like that? That personality has a history.
If she's picking Pookie and Ray Ray instead of
you're making her a scapegoat.
No, she's picking a scapegoat.
No. That's facts there. That's facts, bro. She's picking the wrong men. Bruv, it all boils down to who these women are choosing. These women have become very feminist. They want the top 1%. They want the top 0.1% of the top 1%, right? These guys have options, so of course they're gonna dabble in the options, and then you get screwed over. I mean, it's that simple. Go for an average normal guy that works in IT, that is hardworking, and I guarantee you, most of our problems in our community will go away. Show me. Hold on, Phil. Right? I'm in the UK. Right? I'm in the UK. I have never ever come across a single mother Indian woman in my life in the UK. I have never come across a single mother Chinese woman in my life. A single mother Arab woman in my life. I come across a whole bunch of BW single mothers every goddamn day. And when I compare the BWs, single mothers, to women in other communities, I notice that the Chinese woman, the Indian woman, the Arab woman, they're with normal average men and they're happy. They pick correctly. BWs, unfortunately, do not pick correctly. And that's their fault.
Oh, it's entirely their fault, and it's entirely their issue. What I'm hearing is a bunch of crap. Like, they're basically saying that ABW cannot control their loins. And I'm like, you can control it. I did. And basically, it's because of the black man, 100%. I'm like, it's because of your decision. Let me explain this to you guys, again, in the audience who are listening. When I was growing up, I grew up mainly in a white society. Everyone thought that I was going to be a degenerate because I was a black male. So everyone, except for people who, like the teachers who knew me, they were like, oh no, this guy's going to be a power hitter. This guy's unstoppable. But everybody else, like personally, more conservative they were, they talk about degenerate, especially a sexual degenerate. And I looked at the situation and I was like, the white guys in the class, and it's high school, if they get a girl pregnant, it's a love, passion, and he's going to do the right thing. And the black guys, if they get a girl pregnant, it's welfare, sexual degeneracy, bringing down the society. But both the white guy and the black guy are my friends. So I know what's going on. They're in my class. I know what's going on. And I decided something very simple, to keep my pants zipped. Because if I did, and I didn't knock anybody out, on up, I would actually defy expectations. And that's exactly what I did. I wasn't going around pumping anyone. I wasn't doing anything. No, nothing, zero. And I went and studied 100%. When I went to university on full scholarship, I don't know how many people came out and said, we can't believe this actually is you. We can't believe you actually did it. And I was like, of course I did, because if I failed, I would have been right in the trap, being with you, being judged for the rest of my life. And there's no way I was going to do that. If I can do it, I'm a male, of course. I mean, I'm a teenager. I wanted everything that every female who was walking, I wanted, of course. I didn't go out and do anything like that. So I look at the ABW, like, why couldn't you keep your pants zipped? Really? Because you're walking down the street and it's like certain places in Africa, like just random men of various races are just running through you on the street. You get ran through by a guy, you walk a little bit more, another guy runs through you, and you can't help but be pregnant by the time you're 16 years old. No, you're making that choice. It's you. It's 100% you. It's nobody else. I decided not to do anything. I didn't have my first kiss until I was like, what? How old was I? I was like 18 when I had my first, because I was in France. And I kissed a girl in France. I was like, you can't blame us for this. We're not doing that. I had how many guys that I know who didn't do anything, and they're being blamed. Another thing I wanted to say based upon this, Umar, you're an idiot. Okay, so I just looked through Facebook while you were talking. All of my black male friends from high school and university, they either have master's degrees or university degrees, and they are single and childless. So they're highly educated, single and childless. A lot of them are above the age of what? I'm 50, so a lot of them are about 45, between 45 and 55. That's because they're from my hometown or university. One guy is married to a white girl, but she's from our high school, so race doesn't really count because we grew up together, right? And they have a child. None of these guys have any illegitimate children or children outside of marriage or anything like that. They're all straight hitters. None of them. And if you're going to go to these guys and say that it's their responsibility, they're supposed to be taking care of ABW, they did something wrong? Screw that. No way. Nothing. Zero. Zippo. They have nothing to do with this. Like, the women should have been trying to get with these guys 20 years ago and making families instead of no. But we're talking about my friends. Again, this is anecdotal. I think that's called anecdotal. Sure, I have black ABW friends who are single mothers. Of course. Yeah. Their mother was a single mother. She's a single mother. And now looks like their daughters are going to become single mothers too. I've got that. Yeah. So I'm like, don't look at the guys. Not the guys. Nope. They did not do that. Nothing with the guys at all.
Facts. Absolute facts. Let's carry on, bro.
No.
There's good quality men that they ignore.
Why she even got why is there even a Pookie in the selection?
You gotta ask Heaven.
No. I'm gonna tell you why there's a Pookie in the selection.
What?
Because black men have abandoned black boys and have allowed social media, white media, athletes, and rappers to raise them. That's why she with Pookie. If we never allowed Pookie to develop, she would not have a Pookie. If we're going to be men, the first thing we got to do is take responsibility for why our women feel the way they feel.
I can hear that.
I'm not saying that they're right to disrespect, because even if a woman disrespects me, right, that still don't give me a right to disrespect her because she's still the queen of the community. Even if she's not acting like it, I'm going to give her that respect. But when I hear brothers talk like this discourse we having now, we act like we don't understand.
No,
there's reasons for that shit.
I do understand. Women.
Oh my goodness, his simp levels, like Godzilla can't challenge him. He's the king of simps, 100%. This guy, what he is talking, that is some simp. That is some. Look, Umar, it's the woman's choice. That's it, pure and simple. We hold her accountable. That's it, from forward to backwards. Yeah, I agree. It is painful to watch this man speak because he is saying that it's our fault. No, we didn't make the problem. She did. She did it with her decisions, not us. 100% not us. How many black men were removed from the household, were removed from family so that she could have benefits? She chose the government, not the men. It has nothing to do with us. I was basically kidnapped. So how many other guys that also happened? I don't know. Had to have happened to other guys too. I'm like, go take your DNA test. Go find it out. So many times the black man is not even listened to at all. It's just assumed that he disappears. He's there. People can find him. But they're choosing not to listen to him. So his narrative, his story is removed. When I got into the black manosphere, I started hearing other black men speak, and I was like, that's the issue right there. When black men speak and they have a platform where they can speak freely, suddenly the truth comes out. And this crap that this guy is talking really doesn't stand a chance because men are able to come out and say what the truth is. Simp. He should be ashamed of himself, really. Can't believe the simp level he is. Anyway, continue. I'm going to puke. Really, it's bad. Ugh. Anyway, yeah.
Are so valuable. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think women ground men and help them, propel to the next level. I think men get further in life with a woman, right? But if I'm a hardworking man, but I'm only looked at as resources,
okay,
and then she's ready to jump on Tom, Dick, and Harry because he got flash, he's shining a little bit more, his access to money is quicker than mine. It's kind of hard to have that.
Well, no, one, I agree with you, but that's not all sisters.
No, it's not. It's
And if
not.
you're constantly running into that type of woman,
Yeah.
then the problem is
That's not all sisters. That's the majority of sisters, bro. In
That's the majority of
2023
sisters. And,
in the
and
West.
he's saying, what he's about to say is, if you're running into that kind of sister, the problem is you. Okay, like I just think, where's my passport? I'm getting out. Because amazingly, when I used my passport, I was abroad. I never run into these kind of women. Never happened. Mm-mm. Nope. It was I was a pretty good shooter. Yeah. Everywhere I went, the street, the subway, everything. Did you run into this in Tokyo? You were there. Did you run into women? No, because Japan has less than 2% single motherhood. Right? They discourage that crap. Yeah, that's right. You don't see no single mothers. Yeah, it's the West. This is the Western thing. It's not his thing. No, oh my goodness. I got off. It's like basically I got off the airplane at LAX, and because I ran into black women who were single mothers all over the place. That the issue was with me and not the black women themselves. Of course, I hadn't been in the country for like over 15 years, but the issue is me and not the women. Oh, so I should just get back on the airplane. Oh, but no, I can't do that because now I have a responsibility to the illegitimate children that she's been making. I should go train them, and of course, I don't get to breed. I should be doing everything to help my queen and simp for her because she deserves everything that I've done. Get out of here. Okay, go get like a 200K kettlebell. Put her. Okay, I can't say that on YouTube. Anyway, stop. I can't. I got to be good. It's your channel. Okay. Like, Usa. This is. I can't believe the crap I'm listening to. Anyway, okay, I'm good.
Let's go. We got a minute left.
is you because you're attracting a certain low vibrational energy. Why
not have that same energy for women? You just again, you have
because
the man
we having a
responsible.
conversation as men.
Yeah,
I got plenty of interviews with all women where I check them too.
all right.
But as a man, you should not be concerned about what I say to them. No, as men, we should be concerned of what we're going to do to produce a better generation of black males for tomorrow. That's the only that is where we should be focused.
Women to end it there, and that's why the Passport Bros movement exists. That's what we're doing, Umar Johnson. We're taking our expertise, our resources, our mind state to apply that to better women abroad. That's why I'm teaching brothers IT every week in my Python class. Theo's teaching brothers AWS every week. That's why we got an upcoming Black Manosphere conference. Now I'm going to ask Umar Johnson this, right? Hey, Umar Johnson, are you teaching brothers IT every week? Are you encouraging brothers to flood the IT market so we can control it and have a network of brothers who work in IT that can help uplift each other, give each other jobs? Is he doing that? Hey, Umar Johnson, are you encouraging brothers, right, to be better men and not be better men for BWs, but better men for themselves? Pursue education, pursue wealth, pursue health, pursue well-being. Are you doing that, Umar Johnson? So for him to say that, we're not doing that, we're not seeking to be better, is absolutely false. That's the reason why the Passport Bro movement exists. And the debate here, Theo. Go on, bro.
I entirely agree with you. We cannot, particularly us black men who are responsible, who are leading other black men, again, with IT, like I'm doing the same thing, and we are good husband material. We actually make families. We cannot build in this gynocentric, matriarchal, ABW-based black community. It's impossible. We have to abandon that community and go someplace else and make a community there in a functional environment. And there we can make a new black community, something that is rational, something that is strong. And I would say, hey, ABW, you chose to make babies with this thug, that thug, Chad, Tyrone, guys who are various guys who do not deserve to actually have children in the first place. Go to them. You go to complain to them and say you can make a community with them. Don't even consider us. We're gone. We're done with you. That's it. It's over. Well, no, I don't want to acknowledge your existence. We're done. Frankly, if you're a single mother, no, we're done. It's not going to happen. You're strong and independent. You figure it out on your own. All right, we're done. That's it. Over.
Facts. So that's the first half done. We're going to do a Q&A session here. We've reacted to, and we've successfully rebutted all of Umar Johnson's points. I feel like his points are redundant in 2023. The West is a falling society, and we ain't going to fall alongside that. We're going to get our passports and build abroad. Shout out, Theo's angry. I've not seen Theo that angry before. Shout out to Mr.
Like, the only reason I'm calming down right now is I'm looking at pics of Korean women that I like. That's it. That's the only thing that's going to be to calm down, because I'm ready to go berserk. That's it. I hear this and I'm like, oh yeah, like burn things down, like go get, okay, do mind control of Godzilla, go to people's houses and teach them a lesson. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just so tired. So anyway, continue. That's it. Yeah, I'm pretty ticked.
Shout out to Mr. Ramon Diaz for the £5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. IP and Theo, prepared to be my future Blasian kids' godfathers. Salute. Yes, indeed. Salute, bro. Salute, brother.
Yeah.
Want to see you with a beautiful half Korean, half Japanese, and Brazilian woman in the future, Ramon.
Mhm.
Hopefully, maybe that exists. That's very rare, like a Pokemon, but I'm sure that exists, brother. Shout out to Mr. Eric Mogadishu for the $2.99 Australian dollars super chat. Appreciate you, brother. 2 a.m. in the UK. Support the show. IP changing lives. Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. Brothers, get more support flowing in, man. I mean, we did it tonight. We successfully rebutted, the pro-black simp, Mr. Umar Johnson. You can see on the screen, Theo is showing. Hold on there, Theo. Right? Is Umar Johnson telling brothers to go and learn multiple languages? No, nope. He ain't doing that too. He says here, 2 a.m. in the UK, support the show. IP, change your lives. Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Ramon Diaz again for the £10 super chat. Appreciate you, Ramon. Supporter. Appreciate you, bro. 3x AWS certified. Look at that, Theo. 3x AWS certified. Umar Johnson. Is there any brother Umar Johnson that is 3x AWS certified in your circle, Umar Johnson? Shut the hell up, Umar.
No, he's 30x. He's 30x certified simper. That's it. That's simp beyond all comprehension. He cannot be saved. It's impossible. That is. I mean, guarantee. I'll barely sleep tonight. I'm gonna study Korean so hardcore. I'll be learning like vocabulary like crazy tonight. That's it. I'm done. I can't believe he said that. So, I mean, I've been kind of opening these books lately, but I mean, I've been working to death. Now I'm be like, oh, I'm learning it now. So, yeah, I'm done. Oh, I'm angry.
Shout out to remote 3x AWS certified, working IT. Wonderful. He's finally in IT. He's doing well. We love seeing brothers do well. Getting my AWS specialty cert. What specialty, brother? And I speak 4 languages. Amazing. Train combat sports. I refuse to settle for Western women who cannot appreciate my drive. I'm golden in Asia. Yes, indeed. That's exactly what we do on this channel. That's exactly what passport bros do, Umar Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about that we don't do any self-improvement. We don't build up other brothers. Shut the hell up, man. Shout out to Mr. Meb for the $4.99 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. I saw a saying that said the left tames men with feminism and the right tames men with chivalry. Any thoughts? I thought it was thought-provoking. Go on, Theo.
I think chivalry has a good place in society because it teaches men to support women and to be respectful and not like run through them. I think it's actually very valuable. But as we see, feminism killed chivalry in the West, and Western women need to go deal with that. I tend to be rather chivalrous towards non-Western women. If it's a Western woman, I look at her and say, you're strong and independent, open your own door, pay for your own food. I have nothing to do with you. Literally, it's zero. That's it. I'm done. So, I mean, if you have an issue, that's it. I want you guys to understand. like, again, I've got a lot of money. I got a lot of cash flow. I got single mothers, Western single mothers who text me all the time saying, "Hey Theo, I need help here. Can you help me with this? Help me with that?" I say, "Sorry, zero. I'm not helping you out at all." I just had another person just text me and say, "I'm having issues with my rent. I need electric bill paid. I'm having some issues." And I told the person, I said, I think you are strong and independent, and I think you're responsible, and you could probably fix that out on your own. So I respect you. You post on Facebook how you got that solution on your own. That's it. I have 4 Western single mother friends who are on OF right now. And
Wow.
yeah, and I'm just like, that's who you are. Fine. I got one that's selling feet pics all the time, and I'm just like, I'm not even going to look at who you are. I'm not going to acknowledge it. I got to figure out who you were. I mean, I saw some stuff so I can confirm it was you. That's your bed. You lie on it. I've known you for how many years? You made decisions with men to get yourself in this situation. I'm not going to simp for you and pay for your bills or pay for your situation. If you further denigrate yourself, so be it. That's your issue. That's nothing to do with me.
Facts, absolute facts. Shout out to Mr. B Irons for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Gold diggers aren't bad. Want provision, not pookie. Okay, brother. Thanks for that statement there, bro. Shout out to Mr. Eric Mogadishu for the $2.99 Australian dollar super chat. Appreciate you, Eric. Is the Sao Paulo meetup still happening? Hashtag 2025.
No, not in 2025. It will. It'll probably happen in 2024. Not this year. No, this year was a little too rough in IT, so it wasn't like the stellar year that the other years were. So no, that's not going to happen this one. But we're having a meetup in Atlanta. We're doing something. But next year, oh yeah, it's probably going to go down. Something else will happen. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Big Cheese for the $10 super chat. Umar is a PIMP in PIMP clothing. I don't know what you heard about me, but if you can't get a dollar out of me, I'm going to let no badge you can't see because I'm a PIMP. Shout out to 50 Cent. He's hustling BWs out there purses. He has black baby BB baby mama, but no black wife. There you go, man. There you go. Crickets.
Yeah,
Crickets.
I just no, man. No, I'm done. That's it. I'm so angry. Here, let me put some book up there again. Look, you guys want more Korean books? These are really fantastic books. Again, I bought these from Korea. Got them on eBay. There's a whole series of them. This is one of the advanced ones, right? I'm going to be studying this like hardcore after this. Again, Korean grammar and use. This is a wonderful series. So Korean education books, Korean language books have come a long way. In the 90s, when I was learning Korean, there wasn't anything like this. Now it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's like they copied the Japanese method. So then there's another one. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, go get your language. Like, go learn it. Be inspired. Because, I mean, if you get to leave, especially most of us who are listening on the stream don't have kids. I can't imagine there being any guy who's a baby daddy. Maybe the guy's married, he is on the stream, but none of us have kids. So you got the time, you got the effort, go study. Go over there abroad, be a stellar guy over there and make a wonderful family. That's it. I mean, shoot. Man, I'm going to study so hard right now, you have no idea. Anyway, continue. I'm ticked.
Shout out to Mr. Andrewski Gordon for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Not one time did I see a single Korean mother. Yep, I definitely agree that. I didn't see that in Japan too, which is astonishing. If I saw a Korean woman with her child, she had a ring on her finger. There you go. There you go.
So I didn't see any single mothers either in Japan. And when I came back to America, of course, like over 30% of mothers are single mothers, and they were blaming the men for it. And I was like, well, bullocks. This is 100% you. Like, you go to Japan, you say that crap. There's no way. You go to Korea say that? No, because they know it's you. There's only one person who's responsible for that. You. And you see what Umar is saying? That basically it's the men's responsibility. Blah 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 blah. I'll say this again to you, Umar. Again, I've said it to other guys on the live stream. You could have 10 responsible black men. You can even go the feminist route and get them a vasectomy. Get all 10. The ABW will go look for the one guy who's irresponsible and doesn't have a vasectomy, go out and make children with him, and her sisters will go out and make children with him. Then they'll go to the 10 guys who aren't doing anything, who can't even make kids, and say it's their responsibility to raise their children. Done with you, idiot. No,
Fact.
no, that's not us. Has nothing to do with us whatsoever. Zero.
Oh man, shout out to Theo. Shout out to Mr. B Irons for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Is it a red flag if women don't care about a man's salary? I don't believe that won't be a red flag, bro.
No, that's actually very good. What you again? What was this? B Iron? I know who he is. She should be concerned with his trajectory in life, where he's going, where he has been, but particularly where he is going and what he is doing in order to execute his plan. So he has to have a plan as well. This, for example, talk about university again. Asian girls are dating and marrying Asian engineers and STEM in universities. Now, these guys, do they have any money? Of course not. They're broke. They're as broke as I was. They don't have any money. Their parents give them money, but they're broke, right? They're not making any money. But the girls look at them and say, oh, you're going to be an engineer. You're going to be computer science. You're going to be like a doctor, blah, blah, blah. This is your plan. This is what you're going to do. And I see you studying in the library all the time. I see you eating ramen. You barely have any money. I'm going to hook up with you. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be the guy. I'm going to be the woman for you. And, she dates him. And lo and behold, by the time they're, 26, 27 years old, their income is well over $100,000 a year. And she's well taken care of. And everything is good for her. She can have children if she wants to. An ABW wouldn't even get that close. At that time in her life, she's, some of them are, triple digits for end counts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then they're going around saying it's a men's fault. No, zero. Nope. All you have to do is remove welfare, remove Planned Parenthood, and remove any form of government assistance, and you'll see decisions change very quickly.
Very true, very true. All right, brothers, time for you to call in. We got 1 more hour left in this incredible episode 4 of the iconic Passport Bros show. We've got 1 more hour left, so let's have a great discussion and call in to give your thoughts on this live stream topic. Did me and Theo go too far? Do you want to rebut us? Maybe we're the Simps, and Umar Johnson's the guy who's right, maybe. So if you feel that way, call in and state your case, man. So Mr. Fives, can you turn your camera on in the background so I know you're not a troll? You confirm 5, thank you very much. Let me bring you in. I got 5 on it. Let me bring in Mr. Fives. What's going on, Fives? You are
What's up? How's y'all doing? Excuse me. Oh, I forgot. This is supposed to be my intro. Theo-san, International Passport-san, konnichiwa, dozo yoroshiku. Genki desu ka?
Hi, genki desu. Genki desu. Sugoi. Genki desu. Arigatou gozaimasu. You go.
Dareka gyakusatsu shitai yo.
That's about where it stops for me. Sorry, I'm at the beginner level, so that was all right.
So basically, I want to perform mass fire on somebody right now.
Oh God!
Godzilla level.
Hojits K, Theo, calm down, yeah. Don't go too extreme, bro. We gotta keep it PG.
You can say yabete. So that's okay. I know. Okay. Yeah, we're keeping it. But I know in Japan you can say that because that's fine. I mean, that's in songs, so that's okay. So my Japanese wife and I, we'd say that together all the time. So that's okay. That's all right. Anyway,
Yeah.
Good Japanese fives. It looks like you're studying. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, when you're studying, you said Korean, right? Hangul, was it, or was it something else?
Hangul. So I'm a beginner. I studied it for 2 years in university. Didn't do that well, but it got transferred to Japanese. I'm studying it again. I'm kind of like, well, let's try one more time. So yeah. I'll be studying really well tonight. I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely doesn't have anything to do with a well, he may be a doctor. I don't know. It's just, but no, I'm doing beginner level Japanese. So I just honestly, this thing is like really fun. I don't know why, but people are like, "Oh, it's such a hard language." I find it fun.
No,
I don't know.
Launch topic, please. Launch topic.
Okay, this guy is nuts, and he's actually inspiring him to study Japanese more, which is an easy language. Anyway, continue, Fives.
All right, no, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that, IP. I just wanted to kick that off to get some practice in. But no, there are so many points that I can just guarantee you that I'm not going to get to them all. But as far as it being our responsibility and our like duty to save the community, as it were. So I live in the state of Florida, right? In the state of Florida, and like many other states in the United States, if you sign for I recently just had a family member of mine that just gave birth to my niece now, right? If you sign the paperwork for the child, doesn't matter if I had anything to do with the women at all or not. But that's pretty much it. I am financially liable. I am financially da-da-da-da-da. And that's basically what Umar Johnson is saying that we should do as a community of Black men who had nothing to do with the mess that is caused right now. So let me get this straight. Because of your irresponsibility, I even just saw a clip on Instagram today, right? A man went to prison for 5 years for not paying his back child support. Then the paternity test turns out he's not the father. Not only that, the lady knows who the father is.
Yeah.
That is common. That is unbelievable. So wait a minute, time out. You want IP, who just did IT, Theo, who is inarguably a master of teaching and performing, teaching a cloud practitioner, teaching a CompSec, and like getting people into IT. You want me, who has 4 business degrees and has worked his butt off in several different countries doing presentations. You want me to take all my expertise and all my talent to try and fix something that needs basically a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. You're out of your mind. That's just bad investing. I'm a business mag. That's a bad investment.
and I guarantee you, right, nothing will happen to that chick that lied about the child. Nothing's gonna happen to her. This is why I've reached my breaking point in the West. The way these women are cuddled, the way they get away with crime, literally they get away with murder. I am sick of it, man. I just can't take it anymore. It's too much effery. I just can't take it anymore, man. I'm telling you, it's a joke.
So yeah. So yes, I am studying Japanese. I wonder why.
I wonder why. I wonder. But see, this is what inspired me to study Japanese so hardcore. Is because when I was in university, you had these ABW going around. Like, I'm supposed to be, like, these are the women I'm supposed to be dating, right? These should be the easiest ones. We should be on the same level. Nope. They kept on going around dating these guys that don't respect, total thugs, total jerks. What? Anyway, I'm not going to go into them. And I'm supposed to suck it up, of course. And of all things, in my Japanese class, I went out with a girl, had ice cream. She's even, like, I didn't have a spoon. Remember that one time? She took, she was eating and she got a spoon. She got her spoon, put some ice cream on it, and gave it to me and put it right in my mouth and said, "Hey, do you enjoy that? Like, I like American ice cream." And I was looking at her, I was like, no American woman has ever treated me this well. Never. She'd be talking about anything except, like, me being happy. I've never experienced this before. Of course, I experienced it in Russia and France because I was dating other women there, but not in America. And I just sat back and I was like, oh yeah, I'm done. I'll never date an ABW again. This will never happen.
Someone said that. Thanks, Five, and it's going to a new caller. Someone said here, right?
Okay.
If you were a real man, you would save a black queen from chapter 11 bankruptcy. I've actually heard that in real life. You would save a queen from her her awful state in life. And I looked at that brother. I said, brother, you're sick in the head. You're sick. You ain't well. That's a joke.
You're not a queen unless you have a king. The king gives that position, a queen position, to the woman, and so that means she needs to be under the protection and leadership of a man. If she's not, then she's not a queen.
Well, excuse me, Theo. If I may, though, I'm sorry, IP. I know you have to go on to the second caller, but if I may, just a real quick quip. You got to remember, we're both in America. You're in Texas. I'm in Florida. We have a second gentleman now, right? VP Kamala Harris. We have a second gentleman now. So she is, and by the way, this is me being facetious and bringing up the faux counter argument, but she elevated him to the second most highest position of second gentleman, right? So they're supposed to be the big boss Biden, then there's Kamala, and then there's a second gentleman, right? That's how this is supposed to work. Oh, wait, we still don't know who he is. We don't even know his name. Like, come on, yo. I'm like, this whole second gentleman crap, I'm like, it would have been better if you were just single.
Yeah. I mean, I feel sorry for him. I'm just, and not only that, the other thing I kept on looking at the data, I think she's the only person elected to the presidency office since, like, what, 1840 or something like that, who never had children. Every single president and vice president has children, except for her. I'm pretty sure about that. She never gave birth.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, how that ties into the main topic, it's just, you're right, Theo. It has always traditionally been the woman is a support system for the mechanism of the king.
I need to get new callers, bro. Yeah. Sorry, man. I gotta get new callers. Shout out to Mr. Black Dragon 10K for the $5 super chat. Shout out to IP and the Godfather of IT. Godfather of IT. I like that statement. That's your new name, Theo. Godfather of IT for your wife. On my way to getting into IT in the military. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Lovely seeing that. Wonderful. Shout out to Mr. J Remo in the building for the £5 super chat. Great student. Good stream. I am a bro that gave up on BW women. I don't blame you, bro. I don't blame you. The BWs in the West, crickets. I'll leave it as that. And hoping to get hitched to a Mongolian dime. Look at that. Oh, damn. Mr. Theo worked out the RDP connection for Azure. Good stuff, bro.
Yeah, we didn't work on the RDP connection for the ABW, but the connection's always refused.
Her connections to UDP. It's not TCP, so
yeah, it's UDP. It can't go back. That's actually a funny joke. That's so nerdy. We deserve better women. Okay, anyway, continue.
Shout out to Mr. Original Man for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. We are not clean up men for baby mamas. Umar Johnson can kick rocks with Steve Harvey. He did not marry any of his baby mamas, but blames us for their choices. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Telling you, man, the black community in the Western world is. Let me not even get too political because I'm just very angry with them. The nonsense I see, the everywhere I see, what they say, it's clownish. Ramel, can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you're not a troll. Ramel, Dragon Ball Z. yes, awesome, bro. Dragon Ball Z. Kamehameha. Shout out to Ramel, man. Let me bring in Mr. Ramel. Also got a Dragon Ball Z jumper. Fantastic. What's going on, Ramel? How you keeping, brother?
I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. Welcome, brother. Thank you very much for calling, bro. You good?
I'm very well, thank you. Hello, Theo. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm going around in circles right now. Definitely passionate. Definitely focused. My books are open, but nothing gets me to study like this kind of situation. Anyway.
Agreed. Yeah. This stream's got me hyped up, man. I'm going to be studying my arse stuff. I already am, but I'm going to have to go overdrive now. But just going to give my 2 pence in. So, yeah, with this topic, man. So, I personally, I see the state of the black community here in London, and it's abysmal, absolutely abysmal. I'll make this one real quick. Background. So I'm university educated. I have a law degree, but somewhere along my journey, when I came home from university around 21 years old, things went left for me. I left home, had problems with the parents, and I dated a single mother. I dated a black single mother.
No.
Yeah, hey, I was 21, man. I was 21. Life experiences. Trust me, I learned my lesson. And yeah, she was a single mother. And at that time, my life went left. Again, I'm university educated. I've always been a nerd growing up. I was the kid in the library while everyone else was out kicking ball. I was that kid. I was into Harry Potter, read books. I was the black sheep of the family. My cousins always laughed at me, made fun of me. My aunties used to call me Harry Potter boy because I'd rather be in the corner reading a book than out with my cousins. So that's my background. Somewhere it went left, and I went down the Pookie route, and I became the neighborhood pharmacist. Let's just put it that way to keep it PG. When I was living with this woman, and she loved it. I was making a lot of money, and the relationships went well. At some point along that line, I decided I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, money's coming in, but there's more to life, and there's nothing on the end of this road besides jail or death. And the time I decided to give that life up and go back to school and do something with myself, lo and behold, the relationship broke down. She started to treat me differently. The money wasn't coming in. And I just thought, wow. So when I was living this lifestyle, you was all over me. But the moment I say, I want to travel, I want to have a business, I want to do something better for my life, she broke up with me. Can you imagine? She only wanted to be with me when I was selling funny medicine, as they say. And then, yeah, next thing you know, bro, fast forward, I learned Chinese. I moved to China. And when I got to China, these women appreciated me for learning their language, watching anime, studying. And I just think, wow, man, our community is really backwards, man. We really celebrate degeneracy. It's crazy.
Damn.
No, I agree with you. And I think it's a horrible issue, a horrible problem. We're talking, again, when I was growing up, my mother in particular couldn't believe why I was always studying all the time and why I was like so academically focused. The reason was because I was rejecting her, because I saw the depravity of her decisions, and I was like, I'm not going to be like you, so I'm going to go and do better. Just I see what you did, and we're poor because of you. So what my mom wanted me to do, and this was to date some fat, overweight heifer, stay locally, never go to university, get a job for no more than $30,000 a year, have to beg for the bucks, and then she was going to control my wife and that way control me. And that I would be stuck in that position, and then I had to sympathize with her, and I would basically be controlled that way for the rest of my life. And she had said this more than once. And then when I was in university, she started suggesting that I date these women who are definite heifers, whales. And I was like, no. And, I remember that like 2 or 3 months later, I was in Russia. I was gone. They're not giving us the support in the families. They're not giving us support anywhere, and they're really surprised when we become academic and successful on our own. Like it's like a total like surprise or some sort of like Harry Potter. It's fantasy, exactly. So I sympathize with your brother. You got to keep on. I'm glad. I know where you're at. I know your certifications, of course. I've taught you before. Keep it up. Do not stop. And I would say that any guy who's listening to this stream, don't stop. Escape. How many of us, like when I was in Japan, we always called ourselves relationship refugees. They were like, the situation is so bad in the West, we can only be here because we're refugees. That's it. If it were just better, we would, of course, gone back home, but there's just no way. So if you find yourself to be a relationship refugee, study your language. Go for it. Don't ever be treated like this. Don't simp, guys. Just don't simp. It's not worth it.
Theo, you said something earlier that really struck a nerve with me. And over and over as time goes by, I'm starting to realize you and I are actually really similar, more similar than we realize. I see you and it's like, man, everything I've been through in my life, I hear your stories and I think, wow, man, you've been through it already. What you said about your mother and being kidnapped, that hit me, that touched a nerve with me, because had this conversation with some of my friends a little while ago. We grew up hearing from all my friends are from single mother households. Actually, nowadays, when I meet black men who grew up with both parents in the household, I'm actually shocked, as sad as that is to say. I'm like, wow, really? Damn. That's just how it is in London. It's where I'm from anyway. Wow. And real quick, so my father's Dominican. I was born in Jamaica to a Jamaican mother. We moved to the UK when I was young, and I grew up hearing that my dad was basically a deadbeat. This is all I ever heard. I got taken in by a German family who kind of took me under their wing, and they took me to the Dominican Republic when I was 15 years old to get to see my Dominican side of my family. And they had a close friend who worked in the police force. He was quite high up. Long story short, they asked me if I wanted to try and find my biological father. I said yes. So I got all the details from my mom, marriage certificate, birth certificate, and they started a process to try and find my biological father. I came back to the UK, and all of a sudden, months went by, a year went by. I never heard anything about that again. And deep in my heart, I really believe that my mother told them not to stop the search. I really genuinely believe that. And yeah, because I was told that he abandoned me and he was a deadbeat. But a lot of my friends who grew up and found their fathers found out that that just wasn't the case. The mother was just hurt and gave a false narrative. There's always two sides to the story. So thank you for sharing that, brother. And yeah, man, you made me want to share that because I relate, bro.
Yeah. Kevin Samuels talked about this also. Nobody's talking to the black men. That's it. And so what these liberals were thinking was that they were going to do the same pattern with us. And we're like, no, man, I'm a Gen Xer. We're famous for not me. That's our expression. Do it somebody else, but not me. I'm not going to accept that. And so, again, that's why we made this sphere. We have an area to talk this stuff out because nobody else is going to do it. And we can now compare our stories. That's why I'm in the Black Manosphere, because this kind of stuff is common, right? And everybody thinks because everybody's only listening to the woman. That's it. No one listens to the man. Zero. Again, Western women, you made your bed, go sleep in it. We're not saving you.
Facts.
I'm done.
Absolute facts.
Thank you.
Hold on there,
Thank you.
Stay on the line there, Remo. Shout out to Mr. Tracy for the £7.45 PayPal donation. Thank you, Tracy, for the support. Appreciate you both for the PayPal donation. Shout out to Mr. Artez for the £11.18 PayPal donation. Thank you, Artez. He says here, love the love the content you've been making for us brothers, and can you add me to the Facebook group so I can learn IT from you and Theo? I joined the Patreon. Awesome, bro. Artez, if you send me a DM on Patreon, I will find you. Tell me what your name is on Patreon and on the Facebook. I will find you and I'll add you literally tomorrow. And for you brothers that want to join the Facebook group, you're all invited to join the Facebook group. Here is the link over here. If you want to get into the Facebook group, you're all invited. Make sure you do. We have a lot of high value brothers there. And of course, make sure you follow my Facebook page for updates on the channel and videos coming on that Facebook page. Go and support and go and be involved in the international passport ecosystem. Shout out to Mr. Yolan Zolan for the $5 super chat. That sounds Chinese. It's all love. I'm just joking. Great to see brothers working hard and spending their resources on women that deserve it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Awesome. So, anything else you want to add there, Remo?
No, I'm done. I just said thank you for letting me share my 2 pence. I'm done, brother. Thank you again.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. You know, I kind of relate to Ramel when he says that, it just feels like BWs are against us. Our own kind is against us. So we're facing racism from obviously the usual suspects, the white man, Asian people, white people, etc., etc. Now within our own community, we got enemies. That can make a brother go crazy.
Yeah,
women that look like you. Yeah, go on.
Let me comment on this. So my white parents were training me how to deal with racism when I was young. and they're like, most of the time it was racism from white people. So how to deal with it, how to go through all the mechanisms and everything. So they built me up pretty strong. And then when I was living, as I was going through my childhood, I was like, Mom and Dad, the worst problem that I have is with the ABW. Like, they're the ones who are giving me their racism straight out. It's not the white guys, because the white guys are scared. Especially, they know who you are. They're not even messing, because they say something racist against me. I say it to my white parents. It goes straight through the school and everything. Boom, handled instantly. Less than 1 hour, done. ABW, no. They're just allowed this free pass. So I couldn't tell my parents about it. I was like, I don't even know what to say. How do I explain this? And because like, yeah, the way I'm being treated, the worst is from them. Yeah, that's my testimony.
Damn, it's a shame, man. It really is. See if I fumble. Can you turn your camera on in the background, please? So I know you're not a troll. You are, brother. Thank you, brother. See if I fumble. You confirm. Let me bring in. See if I fumble. What's going on? See if I fumble. How you doing, brother? What's going on there?
It's Poppy Shampoo, but see if I fumble now, because I have to change that for you.
Yeah, I can't be calling another man Pappy. Pause, bruv. Pause.
Hey, no, I just had a quick story, right? Like Romeo, my mom is Dominican, but back in Dominican Republic, she married Dominican Pookie, and she had 3 kids by him, right? Then she got on a boat and went illegally to Puerto Rico. She met my dad, right? And in Puerto Rico, she only worked on weekends. She got EBT. She didn't need to do nothing, just work on weekends. And she still left. And then from there, she came to America. She started moving funny, doing illegal stuff, and she got locked up. And in Puerto Rico, she didn't, like I said, she only had to work on weekends. We didn't, like, in the house we lived, the owner died, so we didn't have to pay rent, nothing. Hear that out. We didn't have to pay no bills, no nothing, because the owner died, and the son of the owner, nobody has came to claim the house yet. So we were living there for free.
Damn.
And she still moved like, oh my God, I can't stand you. Because my dad worked like 12-hour days every day, 14-hour days. Oh, being with you is like being alone, blah, blah, blah. She still found the problem with it. And then she came up here, started moving funny, and everything went left. Oh, also, my dad brought all her kids from Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico.
Okay, awesome.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah, I'm serious.
So your father was like a super, like, I did that simping level. I did the too, but your dad was an amazing man.
Except I understand he's simple. You could say it, but
yeah,
he was from a different time. You know, things were different back there. But that, you believe that? All right, that's all I have to say.
Right. Awesome. Thanks for that, Mr. See if I fumble. Let me bring in Mr. Andrew Ski Gordon. You're confirmed, brother. Let me bring you in. Let's get it cracking. What's going on, Andrew Ski?
Hey, what's going on, IP? How you doing, Theo? How you doing, Ramel? What's up, everybody? I'm listening to everybody's stories right now, and I vowed to my future kids, you know, Theo and Ramel, I personally don't want my kids going through what everyone else had went through, even myself, you know, without my father being in the house myself. You know, I always wondered, like, you know, as to why my father was never there. He was there, right? But, you know, we would always visit him, and I would always cry every time he left. He now told me the story as to why that happened. But anyway, to get back on stream topic, right? The thing is, I realized this when I went to Korea and came back. I don't condone violence against women at all. But
keep it PG. Keep it PG.
Sorry. The thing is, the rule where they say don't hit a woman, it doesn't. I wouldn't say it doesn't apply in the West, but in the West, it's like you have women that act so masculine. It's hard when you ever see Instagram videos of women just
hold on, bro. Right? Hold on, bro.
My bad.
What's that got to do with Umar Johnson?
what I'm saying is, the thing is, as soon as a woman hits a guy in public, the other guys are coming to defend her. But if it's him doing that, then he's wrong, right? But it's like, we got to show the women, like, hey, you cannot just, it's the same rules applies to us. You can't just be hitting us in public like that. But we have the other guys over here condoning it. Like, oh, they're laughing at her saying,
hold on, bro. What does that got to do with the topic, Umar Johnson and pro-black Simps, in terms of relationships, bro? Make sure we keep on topic, please. What is that noise?
What noise?
What's that noise? Is that you, Theo? That's you, Theo. Yeah. So keep on topic, Andrewski. Right. Umar Johnson, relationships. Anything else, please don't mention it. Okay. So what is your thoughts, brother, on Umar Johnson, right, and him literally encouraging brothers to be simps and wifing up Keisha and not the foreign woman, right, that are better options for us? Keep on that topic, bro. Please.
I just want to tell him it's not my fault that things like that happen. It's not my fault. And it's not other black men's fault. This is why Keisha goes around and does that. That's all on her. If I have responsibility over myself, she has responsibility over herself. And to hear somebody else, another black man, saying, "Oh, it's our fault," it's like, bro, it's like you're looking in the mirror and you're hating yourself, bro. How do you do that? Like, you can't. You're blaming yourself as well for this, and you don't even realize it. Steve Harvey's the same way. It's like he's saying, "Oh, yeah, that's all I gotta really say, man."
Okay. Thanks. All right. Thanks for that, Andrewski. Appreciate you, bro. All
Yo,
right. Yeah.
I just had a quick thought. Umar Johnson. I just thought about something. So the way he's simping so hard, like, there is no accountability held for these women, these ABWs and British BBWs at all. No accountability at all. But what I'm starting to see, the standard is so low here. Like, IP, you hit the gym, right?
Yep.
When I go to all the martial arts gyms, in terms of females, I see a bunch of white women and Asian women. I don't see no black women in the gym. The accountability is next to zero. These women are not self-improving at all. At all. So I listened to this Umar Johnson, Dr. Simp guy, and I'm thinking, you're speaking to the wrong crowd. You need to direct all that energy towards these women and have them get some accountability. The single mother rate is through the roof. The obesity rate is through the roof. Black women are actually leading in obesity. IP, you're in the gym. Like, I rarely see black women in the gym. And if I do, they ain't really training. They're just there taking pictures. I see white women and Asian women in abundance.
I agree. I don't see much. And then that's no, hold on. What's that noise, man? Background noise. See if I fumble. You got background noise, bro. You want to say something, Theo?
I was like, it's not me. I'm not making the noise. I'm on mute.
All right.
It might be me, but I was trying to say something. I'll wait till Ramel's done.
I'm done, brother. Go ahead.
Go on, bro.
Ramel, just quickly to your point. Like I said, I love, and when I say I love the Boondocks. Basically, if you watch the episode where Robert Freeman finds that young thing that's like basically picture perfect, humanitarian, everything, and you go to the Uncle Ruckus tirade where he talks about black women and how they don't run and all that stuff, it's hilarious. And I recommend anybody go watch that episode. But basically, I find that true too. Near University, I've seen maybe 5 women in 2 years run who were of color, not just black, of color. But the only other thing I wanted to add was a very quick story that does tie into the topic, IP. So just I want to tell a story of a person who grew up with a mother and father. They got divorced, and the mother basically groomed this child from basically birth to all the way till he graduated from high school and college and whatever. And basically she did nothing but demonize the father, right? One day the father pulls the kid into the driveway, opens up the glove box, and the son's just like resenting him and whatever because he's believing what the mother told him about the father, right? He opens the glove box, nothing but child support payments and letters and all this stuff from when he was deployed overseas and all this stuff, right? This situation is not a hypothetical. This situation happened in real life to a person that I know very, very like direct contact with my family. And that's when we realize, yo, he's not the bad guy. So Umar Johnson, two things. One, the father in most cases is not the bad guy. Don't even just believe my story. Look at the statistics. We want to, if it was advantageous for us, we would want to be there. One, but it's not. And two, and more importantly, Umar Johnson, you say that we got to be there for Black women and we got to try and save the community time, blah, 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 blah. But I can tell you that I've already seen the end result. And this woman has medical problems. She's disabled and has no man in her life. It is terrible for this person. So Umar, I've already seen the end result of this and it's not pretty. I'll take my chances in Japan, Brazil, or the Philippines. I've seen the end result. Wait, did Ramel drop? Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, yeah, he dropped. But thanks for that, Fives. Let me bring in Mr. Jaron Patton. He's been very patient. Jaron, give me a thumbs up. Can I bring in with the camera on? Is that okay? Okay. Let me bring in Jaron Patton. It's been a minute, bro. How you keeping, Jaron?
Hello, IP. It's been a while, man.
How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I haven't seen you for a long time. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, brother. Good to see you as well, brother. So, brother, fire away, brother.
Okay. I always knew that you were going to bring this topic up, and to be honest, I'm glad you did, because I got some couple of things what I'm about to say about this guy, Umar. Now, everybody else did not know this. I despise that man personally. And let me explain to you why. My issue with him, that he cared so much of us as brothers living a good life. He cared so much of you should be dating a woman from your own race, like this and that and this and that. Like, don't you think that we have every right to make our own decisions? And here's the other part that really got to me since you guys mentioned it.
What's that noise, bro?
You
say washing machine? Can you fix that, please, bro? I'm hearing background noise, bro. Yeah, I think it's you, bro. It's a washing machine or something. Fix it, please, bro, because I can't bring you in because it's really annoying. I want to make sure the experience is great for the viewers. Do you not hear it? Yeah, bro, it's really some sort of washing machine. If you can fix that, bro, I'm gonna remove you just so you have some privacy, okay? All right, fix that, please.
Hey,
All
can
right,
I say
so
that quick?
yeah, go on, bro.
I would say every community starts with the man. Only in America, in the Black community, starts with the woman. You never see that in no other community, never nowhere. It's the man. Always the man goes first, because when they put the man first and they're taking care of the man, if he's even halfway sane, he'll put things together and make things work. Only here they do that to us, man. Put our women first.
Facts. I agree with that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. And again, the way I roll, I'm first. That's just the way it is. You try to put the woman first, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, it ain't gonna work. Yeah, I'm pure patriarchy.
I like that.
I always have been. Like, well, there were the days when I was simping, but I was like, hey, wait, something's wrong here. So I got out of that. Yeah, that went out. The man is, because the man's responsible, and the man has to be answerable for everything. So the man is first. We have here in the West, we want to have this idea, particularly with ABW, that the man is responsible but has no choice. He has no say, and the woman is the one who's in control. That doesn't work. That falls apart. That falls apart quick, and we're seeing it die now. So that's it. Now we're first. If women, you have a problem with it, tough, because we have options. So we'll choose women who are going to be on our program, and we'll continue on from there.
Facts, absolute facts. Okie dokie. Mr. Passport Bros, who's in the background, can you turn your camera on so I know you're not a troll? Someone called Passport Bros. You are, brother. Thank you, brother. You're confirmed. Thank you, bro. Thank you, brother. Turn your camera off. Shout out to Mr. J Remo for the £2 super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Matriarchal structures are doomed to fail. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that's why the community is currently failing. Anything that women lead fails. It's not us being harsh. There are certain things that men do better, in my opinion, and that's leadership. So let me bring in Mr. Passport Bros in the background. What's going on, Mr. Passport Bros?
Hey, good evening, guys. Good evening, Theo. Good evening.
Good evening, bro. How you keeping, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty good. I hope everybody's enjoying their summer.
Oh, I know who you are. Okay.
Yeah, you know who I am. This is a picture of me next to the Burj Al Arab.
This is one of the best Passport Bros on YouTube. This is the guy. So, yeah, I love his content. So, yeah, go ahead and talk. I'm listening.
Oh yeah, so you guys did a good job. Basically coming back at the Umar. Me personally, I'm sick and tired of Umar. First of all, I kind of, in a way, I'm tired of people who are within this degree society who think just because they got, how should I say, a PhD, just like you remember Kevin Samuels had the PhD button, I'm a PhD. They do this because their egos are so weak until they need you to be forced to call them something that they really aren't. Psychology really isn't a science. It's not. It's like he thinks that just because you got this title that you're supposed to take this guy seriously, because without that title, would we be even talking about this guy without that title? I think the answer is no. And I don't think the media would pay any attention to this dude whatsoever. So long story short, he's talking this nonsense about how these women are basically getting over. And I agree with the last dude. Men build communities. Women are there to help the man build a community, but only in this backwards country do you have the women being put on the forefront and being given the power over the men. And the reality is Passport Bros is a answer to that, and it's the final solution to that. We have to get away from these people. You have to start and build somewhere else because this land is no longer fertile for building. It's just not. Now, the women are going to use the shame, blaming, and explain tactic where, oh, you're not man enough for these women. You're not man enough to take care of these kids, these other man's kids. You're not man enough to be a cleanup bro, this, that, and other. So the only thing you can really do is ignore it and just move on because you're not getting anything accomplished here. I think that should be obvious by now. I really think that should be obvious to most people. So whether or not you want to actually show off what you're doing, because they don't want you talking about it, because by putting the idea in other people's heads, you're giving them a way out too. They don't want you taking the rest of the slaves off the plantation because they need those slaves. As far as I'm concerned, it's like if you want to be open about it, because the first thing they want to do is they want to tell you they don't want you to talk about it, and you're bad mouthing black women, why don't you just go overseas and not come back? No, it's like, listen, no. I'm gonna do exactly what I want to do and say exactly what I want to say, because just about everybody else who's proud of what they're doing, they get to come out and talk about how proud they are of what they're doing. And they got flags and they got this and they got that. So the bottom line is you got to move on and you just can't, you basically don't look back. That's basically that.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with you. We cannot build here in this situation. We can make money. We can become very rich, but basically a family situation is not possible. We have to leave. And again, I'm sure we all know Crimson Cure. She states very well that the ABW only wants chaos, and in a chaotic society, that's where she gets the most support. That's where she gets the justification for her actions. So if she's able, even us, if she's able to put ABW can put us who are productive into a chaotic situation, there's no way that we can build in that area. And she's like, well, say, look, these men can't do anything either. We need more support from the government. And it only further perpetuates her bad decisions. So we have to, like, I agree with you, do the Passport Bros as the final solution And this is the only proper solution, only rational solution that we have. So, Emirates Airlines, you know, let's have some fun. You know,
yeah,
like, yeah. But
I call it the final solution.
Yeah, it's the final solution. That's it. We've got to go. That's it. So it's educate yourself. Make sure your cash flow comes from the West if you can, and move on from there. And then of course I'm as you would say the passport Joes. I'm thinking about working more with them next year because they have gripes as well. It's not as bad as ours, but they're ready to leave as well.
Well, you know what the sad thing about it is when it comes to the Passport Joes, their biggest gripe is really rooted in I guess basically there's no better term than white supremacy. And the reason why is because if their women turn against them, they can't reproduce, they can't keep their numbers up. And they've been going over this for the longest of time. That's why abortion in America is such a big issue. It's because they've been saying it over and over that they're having fewer and fewer births. Their numbers are declining. Illegal immigration is moving in, and it's taking the positions that they normally would have had. They call it replacement theory. I call it replacement fact. So the bottom line is they are just like Mark Zuckerberg. They're going over and they're getting their Chinese wives, they're getting Thai wives, Vietnamese, whatever they can get, as long as it can reproduce white skin. Now, I don't have a problem with that. I just think it's really sad that as black men that we could have an issue this big where you wouldn't want to reproduce your own community. Because see, what I'm basically talking about, I'm thinking on a different level. What I'm talking about is ending what community you see out there right now. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ending it. Without us, without our resources, gentrification, illegal immigration, those two things alone will end this community. See, I'm looking at the end. You know how nowadays when you're in a classroom, they tell you wherever you are, start with the end in mind. Yeah, I'm thinking about the end. That's why I call it the final solution. So the bottom line is that's what we need to be doing. All we need to do, better yourself as a man, get your money up, get your property settled, go get yourself a foreign wife. You may live over there for a little while or enough to get comfortable with her family and the culture. And if you so choose to bring her back, that's your choice. But if you choose to live over there, fine. But the bottom line is you're not building anything here. And whatever you do build, you run the risk constantly of it being torn down by this disgusting, degenerate society that you've got right here. So it is what it is.
No, I very much agree with. I very much agree with you. You're entirely correct. So build abroad, and I don't know what country are you focusing on. I hear your podcasts. You got any focus for yourself?
Oh, Thailand or the Philippines.
Okay.
Thailand or the Philippines. It's like just about any place in Southeast Asia, man. Because as a black man, you go down there, it's like you can easily meet somebody who's decent enough to have a future with, and I've already have. But I'm just saying, for the brothers who are listening and who are constantly tuning in on Passport Bros, I wish every black man here could get overseas and experience dating and relationships over there, because once they experience it just that once, it's like they'd be forever changed. They would never accept what they're tolerating here ever again. They would just never accept it.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Passport Bro. Let me get a new caller in. Shout out to you, bro. Mr. Original Man. And I emailed you a couple weeks ago, bro. So if you get back to me on that if you can, bro. That'd be appreciated, Passport Bros. Shout out to Mr. Original Man. You're confirmed, bro. Give me a thumbs up, brother. In the chat. Camera on, is that okay? With the camera on, is that good? Or camera off? Camera on? Okay, awesome, brother. Let me bring in Original Man. What's going on, Original Man? How you doing, bro?
Hey, how you doing, brother? I mean, like, in regards to this so-called pandering Pan-African, with the pimp simp cape. I mean, come on, Umar is just trying to get a female fan base. Like I said, he's a panderer. He calls these black women queens, and a lot of them are not worthy of that title based on their behavior, as we've seen on social media. I mean, come on now, you're twerking at slave castles where our ancestors were sold, twerking at the Essence Fest, twerking in public restaurants. I mean, he hasn't even addressed that in regards to the sisters, but he want to go talk to Sukihana for what? You know? And then he blames black men for the black woman's behavior. I mean, I don't see any logic in that, because the majority of us, contrary to popular belief, we're single and childless. I mean, the Pookies and the Ray Rays are the ones that have the children out of wedlock. I mean, he's not addressing them, but he want to say it's all black men's fault that women got children all over the place. Come on now. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, but as far as traveling, I'm all for it. Once I resolve my situation, I plan on traveling. Southeast Asia, even Africa. I mean, that's the thing to do, because I mean, this American society as we know it is going to get worse. It's not getting any better. And the so-called black community, has no sense at all. It's like you say you want to do something, but then you don't do it, and then it gets worse. And then how can you say that you want black men and black women to work together when the black women don't cooperate with their black men?
No.
They respect their white zaddy, 1, 2, 3, no problem. They go to work, they have to answer to a white boss. They deal with law enforcement. Majority of the time, they answer to a white cop. But I mean, as far as your husband as a black man or boyfriend as a black man,
thing is, right? Let me come in here, bro. Right, because and that's a problem there, because even though they got white bosses, right? I have seen in the UK personally, I've seen Indian women have white bosses. I've seen Chinese women have white bosses. I've seen Arabic women have white bosses, but they still respect the men they are married at home. They still have a lot of respect for their own husbands or long-term boyfriends. The problem is, right, BWs just don't respect us in general. It doesn't matter if there's an Asian boss, if there's a white boss, if it's even a black boss. If you're in a relationship with a Western BW, she has no respect for you for some odd reason.
The reason why is simple. It's because we're not in charge.
But then when a man actually asserts and assumes his proper patriarchal role in the relationship.
Let Pastor Bro finish that point. What do you mean by that, bro?
Well, I didn't mean to cut the other guy off, but the bottom line is women do not respect you unless there is no way around you, through you, over you, or under you. And when you hold the power, they are doing everything they can to figure out how to wrest power from you. And if they can, they'll have even less respect for you. But women will not respect you unless you have absolute godlike authority over them. You mentioned a little while ago that chick who's in Dubai. She thought she could raise her voice at the Arab guys, the Emiratis. They showed her, no, you can't. Exactly. And not only that, threw her in a cell. What was it? Brittany Griner went over there and say, yeah, I could carry all the hashish or oil or whatever it is. No, you can't. And they threw her in a cell. And now you got all the lawyers, all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't get Keisha out of jail again. That's how it has to work. When you have that godlike power, that's the only time anybody respects you. And it's just that simple. Go ahead, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Carry on, original man.
My point exactly. But then when a black man, assumes his rightful place in the patriarchal order, then it's always the Western feminist, gynocratic, matriarchal talking points that are used against him. Oh, he has toxic masculinity. He's controlling, and he's a narcissist. The words are used so loosely, it's ridiculous. On the one hand, they say black men don't build, but then
Sorry, bro. I've got 2 more callers I've got to bring in. I only have 10 minutes left. I know I need to be very fair here. So Malta women are beautiful, open to foreign men. Where's that intel, bro? Where's the evidence? And also, Italian women are now checking for brothers. Where's the evidence, bro? Because I'm not too clear by Italian women. They're a bit iffy for me. So let me bring in Mr. Bass Polo. Okay, you're confirmed, brother. Turn your camera off. Okay, let me bring in Bass Polo. Okay, what's going on, Bass Polo? You've only got 10 minutes, so brother, say your point quickly, and then we have to go on to the next caller.
Yeah, the problem is, unfortunately, this kind of thing, there's another dynamic, and it's a spiritual dynamic. Unfortunately, you had like Umar Johnson, you had Brother Polite, and you also had Young Pharaoh and others like them called the BW God. So like they took it and ran with it. That's why a lot of them are known as goddesses, and they walk in their divine light, meaning that they're too high and mighty to not have any errors. And then I'll make a really quick point. In order for them to experience real growth and stuff like that, that will require something called discipline and structure, which they don't know how to function in. They don't know how to function in peace. The average Western woman doesn't know how to function in a peaceful environment. In fact, when it is peaceful, she tries to create chaos. Hence, it's why the woman faked her kidnapping. Yeah, I rest my case.
Okay, thank you, bro. Let me bring in Mr. Jaron Patton. Okay, Jaron, give me a thumbs up if you're good. Okay, let me bring you in, brother. Brother, just say 1 point. 1 point, brother. Sugar. Go on, bro.
Is okay, are we good?
We're good? 1 point, brother. Yes, we're good. 1 point.
Okay. I apologize about the whole situation, about the sound like, but okay, back to what I was saying earlier. And I'm gonna rephrase this. Like my issue with Umar Johnson, he cares so much about our lives, our choices that we make. And the other thing that really got to me is for him blaming us of women from our community is like behaving this way. No, it's not our fault. It's their fault because they make decisions on their own. We did not let them do whatever they want. They have every right to do whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? And what bothers me, like for him, like speaking for us, like you don't speak for us. We speak for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So if you come out here and saying like stick to your own kind and stick to your own race, like screw you. Like you don't get to decide to tell us who we cannot date. You know what I'm saying? And then the other hand, that strangers from our community, from the Black community, make fun of us because we're different. And let me tell you something about me. I was born differently. I wasn't born to be out on the streets. I wasn't born to do drugs. I wasn't born to join the gang. I was born as a blessing. I was born as a regular person.
You gotta wrap up, man. You gotta wrap up. We need to end. 5 minutes, bro. You gotta wrap up, please.
I know.
Last point, please, brother. Wrap up, please.
Okay. I'm gonna wrap this up. Then I'm not gonna take too long. You know what I'm saying? Like we gotta make changes. Changes is coming. Changes gotta happen. You know what I'm saying? Us as brothers, we have every right to make our own decisions. It's not Umar Johnson's choice. It's not his place to tell us what to do. We have every right to make our own decisions. We are grown men, and he's a grown man too. If he don't like the choices that we make,
bro, I'm sorry, Jaron, man. I'm tired, bro. I have work, bro. I'm sorry, bro. So, shout out to Joan. Welcome back, brother. Apologies, brother. Okay, apologies, but I ain't got time, bro. So, shout out to everyone who called in. Passport bro, do you have any closing statement?
Basically, I've said pretty much everything I need to say. So all I'm gonna say is, just men, keep doing what you got to do. Build yourself up, get your passports, and get yourself a better slice of life, because you ain't gonna get it here.
Awesome. Thanks, Passport bro. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Shout out to Mr. See If I Fumble. Do you have any closing statement, bro?
Oh yeah, in America, the black community is dying. My nephew, right? He listened to like hip hop and stuff like that from New York, and all the drill rappers, they're not even black no more. They're like Dominican, Puerto Rican. The black community is done. Done. Save yourself.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, bro. Much appreciated. See if I fumble. Mr. Fives, do you have any closing statement, please?
Yes, I do, and thank you so much for being patient with me. So, as we established in the beginning, you can probably guess what I was doing during my periods of silence. I was studying Japanese. This is all this made me do, is just want to study more. So, just to wrap it up with a pretty little bow, the only solution for this kind of narcissistic, sociopic, psychopic behavior is to walk away. That's it. Walk away and study. Study your Japanese, study your Hangul, study your IT. That's it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Fives. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And obviously, I didn't mean to be not harsh to brother, but I literally have work right in a couple hours, and obviously we have a time limit for the stream. Theo Waf, do you have any closing statement, bro?
I thought you had a backup script of IP, so you just go to work on your other, you make a virtual IP, and that's how you get paid.
I wish.
Yeah, you wish, right? Good stream. I'm definitely fired up. You can tell I'm pretty agitated. So yeah, I'm studying pretty hardcore tonight. Again, so I'm just thinking like, yeah, Theo, you're gonna lose some weight. You're gonna get that language down. You're gonna do this and that. You're gonna be on the first class on the airplane very soon. That's it. You're done. I was like, yep, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I was studying Korean as well as where people were talking. Good panelists, good discussion. Hey guys, we'll have another time to call in again to keep on talking. And I look forward to seeing you guys all again. Come back and see us next Monday. We'll have another topic to talk about. I think we're doing the right thing, guys. Save yourself. You can't save the community. Save yourself, and you will reap the rewards for that. Good as always, seeing you, International Passport. And again, take our IT courses. Ping us. We're both busy. We don't ping back quickly. It's because we're busy, but do ping us. Don't be afraid to approach us. We're here to help you. All right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We're very nice people. We don't bite. We're not vampires. So please reach out to us.
Okay. See ya.
All right, take it easy, Theo. Take it easy, bro. All right, brothers. It is a Glorious Monday. As you know, I am a normal brother, so I have work in the morning, so I can't stay on for too long and do 3 hour, 4 hour streams. So apologies to the brother if I had to rush him and I had to cut his point there. But please understand that we have a set timeline on Monday. I try and do the streams for 2 hours, 30 minutes. Any more than that, I just can't do because I literally have work in 3 hours. Okay, so brothers, appreciate you brothers for supporting the channel. Much appreciated. Shout out to all those who hit the super chats, who hit the PayPal donations. That was greatly appreciated. And shout out to the brothers who liked the video, who called in and chimed in on this discussion. And of course, shout out to my co-host, the legendary Mr. Theo Waf. Appreciate you, Theo, and all the other brothers for the support. Okay, so brothers, I hope you all have a great day ahead, a great week ahead. Make sure you book your IT consultations if you're serious about getting into IT. You can book it. The link is in the description box below. And of course, brothers, make sure you join the Patreon to hear all about how foreign women get down with brothers. In the bedroom, we're going to keep it PG there. Very important. Japanese, Korean, Brazilian, Canadian, Mexican. many different flavors from women of different continents on the Patreon. Okay, brothers. Appreciate you, brothers. Cop the merch too. The merch is amazing. Support the movement, support the channel. Make sure you send your invitation to join the Facebook group. I will accept you. I will accept you. So join the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. Join my Facebook page. Like my Facebook page. Follow my Facebook page. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok too. I'm official on TikTok. Follow me on my social media platforms. That will be linked in the comment section for this video, this live stream. And I will see you, brothers, on the next Passport Bros show. Peace out, brothers. Thank you very much.